iRacing, you wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
This is the original eSport racing game. This is iRacing.
Last week, it was the good old US of A, and tonight it's a trip around the world to Australia. Holland and Acosta continue to wage war as we hit the halfway point of the season. But tonight, they all have to get up, down, and around the mountain. Coming at you live for Round 5 of the Precision Racing League Formula 3 Thursday Series here on GSRC and the iRacing eSports Network. In the booth with me this evening, my little brother Johnny is back. And over there in the big chair, Joe Pete, twisting and tweaking the dials for us this evening. The genius behind our cameras is the one, the only, the great Dougie Beard. John, I know you've turned countless numbers of laps here on the mountain in the old Riley prototype. But how does the Formula 3 match up here?
Well, you know, Sean, about the same. This Australian track is famous for high speed, high compression, and I don't mean engine. I just mean the landing of the car and setting into the track. This public road, though, has a strict speed limit, Sean, of 37 miles per hour, and it is enforced. But tonight, that has been thrown out the window. So these guys have full bar to either have these cars trimmed out or high downforce to keep it stuck in some of these hairy corners like Hell's Corner and Quarry Bend and the S's and the Dipper, and you'll get to know all these names throughout the evening. But let's jump aboard the GSRC F3 car and take a lap around Bathurst.
All right, we've got Kevin Santana and the GSRC F3, so let's do a lap around Bathurst. Hell Corner is incredibly important to the lap right off the bat. It's a simple 90-degree left-hander, but because it empties onto the mountain straight, you really need to focus on the best exit possible. Drivers will be using the draft to overtake, but if they don't get it done in time, you play a game of chicken into Griffin's Bend. The outside lane here lacks grip, so the passes the long way around rarely work. From there, you've got to set up for the cutting. The blind kink on entry makes it a difficult braking zone, and on top of that, the steep uphill on the exit makes it critical that you carry as much momentum as you can. You see, as you fly through Quarry and over the crest through Reed Park, you won't be lifting for a long, long time. While there isn't much passing to be done in this portion, you can still lose essential lap time along these sweeping left-handers. Even McPhillamy Park is flat out. Before you know it, you've reached Skyline, and as you dive over the blind crest, you'll finally hit the binders and try to whoa it up through the S's. Like most tightly sprung Formula cars, the F3 is not a fan of the dipper, where it'll be common to see drivers spinning. A couple more S's take you down into the braking for Forest Elbow, and you'll need to hug the right side for the proper racing line. Getting the car to slow up and turn in is especially scary, with the wall being right at the edge of the track on exit. Much like the Mountain Straight, Conrad needs you to maximize the corner exit so you build up as much speed as possible. But at the end of it, you tackle the chase. The first apex climbs significantly over a blind rise, and you better be able to get back on the throttle quickly so that you can power through the second apex. That immediately throws you into the run towards Murray's. Occasionally, you'll see passes into here, but the bigger worry is the curb to the inside, which can upset the car. However, hopefully you've now finished a lap around Bathurst.
And that is how we get up and down the mountain in a Formula 3 here at Bathurst. iRacing fans, are you ready to compete? Okay, sponsor read here, John. Ready to compete against the financial markets, supporting over 60,000 users across the globe? NinjaTrader provides award-winning trading software and brokerage services. NinjaTrader is always free to use for advanced charting, backtesting, and trade simulation. Visit ninjatrader.com to get started with a risk-free trading simulator and start tracking your performance. And John, we will be coming around the mountain today, but first, we're going to come around to the driver standings here in the Formula 3 Championship. Abner Acosta rides at the top, one of the few independents in this very, very large league we have here. But Abner going solo here in the F3 Championship, followed very closely by David Holland, only 8 points behind. I mentioned this in the top of the show when we opened. This is a dogfight, and halfway through the season after tonight, still so much racing to go, so much to be won and lost between these two. Keep your eyes on them, but keep your eyes on the rest of this field just closely behind them. Zegers, Santana, Raymond Day, who I'm going to be honest is very fast, hasn't seen the results that I think he'd like to see yet. He could be one to watch before this championship is over. But the top 5 only separated by 36 points, with still 6 races to go coming into tonight. Now let's look at the team championship here. Vantage Esports Yellow. Well, it's a pretty deep team. And right now, they're going to be hard to beat because, well, let's just face it, all the big guns are over there at Vantage Esports Yellow. But Ford Bite Racing only 34 points behind. Now, the battle between 3rd and 5th, very, very tight here. SRT Esport Red, Bone Training Racing, and SRT Esport Blue, all just separated there by 11 points. So, the back end of the top 5 of these team standings, certainly exciting still. And like I said, John, with 6 races to go left in the season, we've still got a lot of fighting to go here. But why don't you talk to the fans, especially the new ones that have showed up tonight for the first time? Let them know what we're doing here.
Well, as Sean mentioned, this is round 5, halfway of a 10-round series. So some of these guys, or I guess all these guys, have a drop week. Some of these drivers are looking to take advantage of that if they've missed a race. But tonight's race, 45 minutes. Sean, they're going to shift 91 times per lap. And they're turning about 2-minute laps here, a little under 2 minutes. That's a lot of shifting. But each of these guys also has open setup, so they can change that. They can change how they trim the car out, meaning do they want high downforce, and be able to stick in the corners, or low downforce to go down those straightaways fast. 20 incident cap. I think they ran here last year, Sean, and I don't remember anyone going out on that, but that could be a possibility. Don't forget, we've got the new extra point values awarded here. Bonus point if you sit on the pole, bonus point for that fastest lap, and also a bonus point for 3 incidents or less. And so, you know what? I'm going to reach in my wallet. I have $1 for anyone that gets 3 incidents or less in this race, Sean.
Okay. All right. Well, then
That's
you
care
guys.
of Sean Ambrose,
Yeah, right.
Green
That's what
Valley
I
Lake,
thought. I
California.
get to pay the bill. Right now, all of a sudden, I feel like I have alligator arms. Um, all right, John. I talked about the championship battles here off the top. Now we're in qualifying now. We've only got 6 minutes left. Michael Ray is at the top. Nathan Lewis is sitting there in second. Montini there in third. Holland just off the top three right now. In fourth, Raymond Day. There's that name I talked about there in the points championship. Day sitting fifth in qualifying right now, John. But this championship, the battle between Acosta and Holland, you've had a chance to get in David Holland's head a bit. Your teammates with him in the GTE series here on Tuesday nights. Talk about that dynamic because you've raced against Acosta too. So, what kind of a chess game have we got going here for the last 6 races between these two?
I don't know that there's any chess game right now. I think we're looking at a situation where David unfortunately missed a race, and so he's trying to play catch up to Abner. And so if that's his drop race, everything looks great. But if David has a bad night tonight, well, now he needs 2 drops weeks, and he only gets one. So tonight could be an interesting turn in the points for both Abner as well as David.
Well, I want to welcome Rod Clenard back because he has been gone for a few weeks. He also the yellow team, the Vantage Sports yellow team, and it's great to have him back. He's been off racing in the Rocks World Karting Championship over in Italy, John, and I probably didn't have all the success that he wanted. I thought it was kind of funny that he managed to pick up a penalty. A 5-second penalty in his race. But, we were talking about it at the pre-race. Really cool the fact that he went over to represent the United States in Italy in this championship. The Rocks World Championship, of course, really one of the big ones on everyone's calendar in the karting world.
Yeah, it really is. They had just an incredible turnout, and what a facility that place is over there in Italy. It certainly deems to have the world championship there, and as you said, Rod representing Team America, and I think they had 2 other drivers in his class, maybe 3. So yeah, glad to see him out here this evening. Hopefully he'll have a better race than he did last time we saw him here in the PRL on GSRC, because I think that was
round one.
Yeah,
his first race. It's the only one he's been in.
Yeah, he on lap 1 he had a spin, and it took him out, and so
that was the second race.
Yes, that was the second race. So I'm hoping. I'm sure Rod's hoping tonight that he can get a good finish. He looks pretty stout during practice. Right now, these guys are fighting a very warm track, Sean. 116 degrees. It was actually 128 degrees during practice. So the sun's starting to go down into it goes down in the east, right?
I don't know what direction we're here in Australia. My world's turned upside down. You mentioned the weather. Honestly, John, it's 3:15 in the afternoon, virtual standard time, 3:16 and 3:17 now officially. But it is hot on the track, and certainly coming down through the dipper, the upper and lower dipper, and then into Forest Elbow. Not a place that you want a hot track, I don't think, even with all those trees surrounding you through there. The track temperature's still got to be a concern when you're coming downhill and off camber.
Yeah, I mentioned it right before the lap guide. This track is probably the most infamous as far as needing a lot of compression for the front end of this Formula 3 car, a GTE car, an Indy car, whatever type of car you're running here. You've got to have a pretty stiff front end, because these hills getting up over the crest and down into the peak or into the valleys, you've got to have a handling car. And so with this heat, the track's rubbering up, it's going to be a handful.
And everybody's still on track, but hey, everybody, we are on the iRacing Esports Network, and GSRC is happy to be here. Yes, we're the Global Sim Racing Channel, and we join Apex TV and LSR TV and Race Spot and a few others here on the iRacing Esports Network. We're happy to be here, and happy you joined us tonight for this race here in the Precision Racing League here at Mount Panorama. But John Santana just went to the pole. Francisco Montini now in second, and Overbay dropped to third. Still out there for his last lap, though.
Yeah, I've
Gonna
been
take
watching
one
a
more
lot of
stab at it
these.
here.
A lot of these guys during qualifying, unfortunately, they're getting bit up into the skyline and the dipper where cars are spun out in front of them, and obviously they can't see them coming around that blind corner, and it just null and voids that qualifying lap. So I think a lot of these drivers wish they had more time or more laps to put it up there closer to the front.
Well, Nathan Lewis just got across the line, John, and there goes Overbay. Let's see what he gets done here. He's going to get one more shot at it, I think. That's still only good enough for P3 for Overbay. He's going to get one more lap, John.
Yeah, and Nathan, I know you're not listening right now, but when you go back and watch this, if you could get me a Sabrett and a pretzel, that would be really good.
Yeah, I'm surprised Nathan's not glued in front of his television set watching the Yankee game right now. Brett Thurman here across the line. And where does that get Brett? He's in 20th now, and it looks like that's where he's going to sit.
We have 36 drivers, Sean.
I know.
36.
It's crazy.
Remember, the speed limit's 32.
Pisano comes around to take the checkered flag. John, he goes up to P11. Nice work by him. Daniel Zager's coming around.
Andre Espinoza moving up to 8th. Good lap for him.
Zager's coming around to take his last. He's in P5 right now, and that's where he's gonna stay is in P5. We go Linden. We got Linden Swaby coming down. There he is. Linden gonna come across. That was 13th is where he was, and that's where he's gonna stay for now, John. Padavani, Overbay doing a little work here together.
Overbay's in the pits. Padavani's coming around the last corner there.
Ooh, P10. Nice work. Good teamwork there. Looking to see how many more opportunities here we've got. Looks like Adam or David Blackwood's going to come around. Blackwood. Kolsar was just behind him. Kolsar went up to P9.
Actually,
Andy
I'm showing him
Spicer.
P8.
Oh, was that 8? Okay, I obviously can't read, John. That's everybody, John. Wow, everybody decided to get nice, tidy laps in. Big field. It's going to mean a big start. We better get to the grid, and we better get to it quick. Here we go. Kevin Santana takes the pole tonight alongside Francisco Montini. In row 2, you're going to have Michael Overbay and Nathan Lewis. There's Nathan. They're starting 4th tonight. Row 3, Daniel Zagers with a 5th place quality. David Holland, 6th as best he could do. 4th, row 4, going to be Adam Kolsar and Raymond Day. Row 5, Andres Espinoza and Abner Acosta with a surprising 10th place start, John.
In 11th, row 6, it's Glitter Pants. He's back. Jefferson Padavani. Outside of him, the Texan, Rod Clenard. In 13th, Stephen Veraday. Outside of him, Anthony Pisano. In 14th, Lyndon Pegleg Swaby in row 8, and Nicholas Delp on the outside of him. 17th, Armando Edwards and Aaron Webb will be starting 18th. Andy Spicer in 19th, and Wong Taylor starting 20th.
All right, row 11 going to be started with Brett Thurman to the inside. Jay Steffi alongside to his right there. And in number 247, Kenny Rodriguez going to be in row 12 with Owen McLaughlin. David Cristelli in row 13, Christopher Richards in a number 49 Formula 3. Donald Olson will be back there starting 27th tonight. Sean Duhamel, 28th for him. the Samurai, Takeshi Kita, back with the start in 29th tonight alongside Daniel Bennett. And I'll take these rest here, John. We've got Matthew Gunderson starting 31st tonight, David Hebert 32nd, David Blackwood 33rd, Hugo Galaz 34th in a number 555. Row 18 filled with a couple of drivers who did not take a time, Charles Sumner and Ty Gore. And there is your starting field of 36. We've still got a little bit of time here as the cars sit on the grid, John. Any favorites in this one tonight, maybe?
Mom.
You don't want to jinx anybody with that.
Mom. Mom's my favorite, Sean.
Mom's your favorite?
No.
Well, you were hers, so that's only fair.
So, any favorites? I favor all these guys if they can get through turn 1 on this standing start, Sean.
Yeah, they will descend into hell very quickly. Literally, hell corner here, or ice house. What was that? Ice break hell corner. Don't quite get that one, but that was an official sponsor at one point. As the field lines up, gets ready to go here, John. Yes, the battle will be surviving that. The battle will also be surviving getting down into Griffin's Bend for the first time. That bend, very, very narrow. You come down full bore into it, so have to watch yourself. You got rumble strips to the left and to the right as you get into Griffin's Bend, so lots to watch out for, lots of trouble to be had. The track, as we said earlier, very hot, 114 degrees here on the start under partly cloudy skies today here on the iRacing Esports Network. The lights are up here at GSRC. They are away. We're mean green and underway here in Bathurst. And it's Santana with the big start. Francisco Montini right behind him. Overbay side by side with Nathan Lewis. Holland will get it sorted right behind him, John. They start to go single file, coming down the mountain straight.
Oh, I don't want to jinx it, Sean, but everyone made it through turn 1.
They did. Montini gets the pass on Santana down the mountain straight into the bend. Griffin's Bend, they both get through successfully. Pulling Nathan Lewis along with him. David Holland already up to 4th, John. Here we get up through the cutting. Gotta watch yourself through here. It's a very, very tough left-hander to get through.
I don't know what happened.
At the back.
Yeah, Lyndon Swaby exited pit lane. I don't know if there was an incident with him and Aaron Webb.
Boy, trouble for them early. We'll get back to it here at some point, John. We're going to watch everybody coming down through the dipper for the first time. The upper dipper, the lower dipper, John. Now into the lower dipper, into Forest Elbow for the leaders. Montini put a little space between himself and Kevin Santana. In fact, the top 3 have separated themselves by about 2 seconds from David Holland as they head down the Conrad straight for the first time.
Yeah, we got a battle here between Overbay and Holland, side by side as they go through the uphill. Overbay has the preferred line on the inside there.
Should be fun into the chase for the first time. Man, they're going to
Holland.
hold it. Oh, Holland gets a little over the top there of the curbs. He still reels it back in. This bunches up everybody behind him. Zegers, Kolsar. Zegers getting to the inside there to Overbay. Woo, that was close. That's a pretty hairy first lap, man.
Yeah, Zegers has been showing the length of his legs here the last few races, Sean. He had a good run there in Canada just a couple of weeks ago.
Wow, and not a lot of separation when you get back past about 8th. It is quite a fight back there between Espinosa, Acosta. Oh, they get into Griffin's Bend at the same time.
Yeah, we'll tell them after the broadcast they can't do that.
That's probably not a good idea, no. I don't know how Acosta got through that. I honestly thought they were gonna wreck, but he has wasted no time getting away from Jefferson after that. Next target, Raymond Day, a second up from him. Montini, still your leader. Nathan Lewis is really the one under attack right now from Kevin Santana up front, John. Santana just off the back wing as they head down into Forest Elbow for a second time.
Yeah, Sean, we've seen Nathan Lewis be strong. He's had some issues in executing the finish of those great runs. But Santana's also had some great runs here. He also had a good run there in Montreal.
John, why don't we take a look at the accident with Webb there at the very beginning? Seems like it was just after the start. Didn't get any help there from behind. It happens just before it gets into Griffin's Bend. The car goes around. Gonna get under the Petters Bridge. No, he just got a little bit offline there, John, and I think he clipped the grass. That was a deadly spin for him.
Wow, then I guess Lyndon may have started from pit lane.
You think maybe that was a choice to do so, or you think maybe he needed to change something, or I'm not sure, but it finds him right now back in 34th, and it's a real shame because Lyndon had really good pace in practice and a decent qualifying effort. Going to be hard to do much from back there at this point.
Well, I made a mistake and started from pit lane.
Yeah,
Maybe
sure.
it rubbed off on Lyndon there.
Nathan Lewis still under attack here from Kevin Santana. Santana showing some really, really good form here early at Bathurst. The Virginia's driver looking strong here early after, well, starting on the pole and slipping back a few there off the start.
Yeah, but
Don't
Sean,
worry.
look at their top speeds. Nathan Lewis a 163.3, Kevin Santana a 161.9. When we talk about being trimmed out or more downforce, you're seeing that right here. Obviously, Santana got a great mile per hour being in tow behind Lewis, but for the most part, you can see that Nathan Lewis has a really trimmed out F3 car right now.
That appears to be the case, John. And just looking back a little bit further through the field, as cars start to make their way around. Raymond Day sits back there in 7th. He's got Adam Kolsar still very much in his mirror, but they have gone line astern pretty much throughout the whole field. Anthony Pisano, the Illinois driver, is down pit lane. Not seeing any significant damage on the car. I wonder if this is a scheduled stop. Would seem to be a bit early.
Yeah, that I'm not seeing any damage either, but Sean, he could have been in so much traffic that, hey, 8 minutes into this race, let's go ahead and top off with fuel, and then he's good to the end.
Oh boy, and watching this battle up front, I'll tell you what, Kevin Santana almost just made a big mistake. Coming up out of the cutting, that car, I believe he might have actually made contact with the wall. He was right under the wing of Nathan Lewis here. We've got a replay of it. And I'm telling you, it looked like he made contact. He certainly backed off after the contact. I think the left rear might have slapped it, John.
Let's take a look on board here, Sean, see if we can see something out of it. All right, here's a great shot here. Let's see what happens.
Got a Griffin's Bend there. Up the hill. You couldn't tell as much from the onboard, but that could be a factor. We'll keep an eye on it. I mean, he has slipped back 0.8, and that could be just a matter of just backing off, seeing that Holland is still over a second behind him. And watch these laps here. Looks like actually Overbay was the one with the pace there. Zegers is all of a sudden falling behind. What happened to Zegers there? He just dropped about 4 spots, John.
Yeah, I'm looking at his car. I don't see any damage. I don't know if he got a little
Maybe he had
issue there and forced his elbow there.
Well, I think he had a bad exit out of Murray's, to be honest with you. And I'm seeing that Pisano, we wondered why he was in. He got a penalty, John. He jumped the start of this race. That explains everything. Hey, let's get back to P2. Kevin Santana hot on the trail of Nathan Lewis once again. He's found the track, found the grip again. What little grip there could be at 113 degrees here under Australian sky.
Yeah, all you can do, Sean, right now, this part of the track is follow the guy in front of you. You can't make a pass. You can't outbrake him. The best you can do is hopefully get a good run onto that back long straightaway.
And it all starts with a great run out of Forest Elbow. Let's see what Santana's got for him. He's right in his tracks there, John. Great exit. This could be the pass Santana's looking for.
I think Santana just has a little bit too much downforce to make that move here. He's going to have to do it coming out of a corner.
Very well-behaved field early on, John. Here's the move, John, that you just talked about. He's going to wait. You know, they've not let Montini get away at all. Making a big pass here may not be important. Keeping Holland behind them may be even more important, John.
Yeah, I think, if I were a part of that team and out on that track, I'd be totally comfortable in third and fourth place position, especially Santana. Right now, he's lifting, he's saving fuel, and that could pay big dividends in the pit stop later on. As we see a pass. Oh, not there.
Wow. Santana all of a sudden decides to get bold with it right down there in Griffin's Pen. That's definitely worth the replay, Jay.
Actually, I think that was Query Bend, Sean.
Here we go. No, into Griffin's Bend here in the first turn off the mountain straight. Santana going to take it to the inside. Tries to make a move on him. Doesn't work out. Still finds himself following. Down into the dipper here. So an unexpected move from Santana there. And it yields the same result. Him still sitting behind Nathan Lewis. It did not bring Holland any closer, though. Holland just at the edge of that toe, wouldn't you say, John, as they head down the Conrad Straight?
Yeah, I mean, he's well, he's what, just a little over a second, 1.3 seconds.
Yeah, shoot a shot again here. Into the chase. Santana's going to get it. He's going to make it happen that time into the chase, John.
And then here comes Holland. Those two fighting have brought David up there.
Yes, now he's definitely caught him. Got a great run out of Murray's.
Hey, a shout out real quick to Overbay. It's good to see him still running in a race after, wow, it seems like forever being taken out in the first couple of laps.
Yeah, it's had some misfortune here recently. Now, Kevin Santana, your new second place spot here on this lap. Francisco Montini still very much the leader of this race. Oh, Raymond Day here getting a move on Kolsar. Is Kolsar having trouble? Kolsar gotta let off it there just a little bit in Griffin's Bend. That lets Acosta and Raymond Day both get by. Watch out.
Did you see him lock the rear up going into that corner?
Oh.
Wow. What a save. That's a tough. Actually, you got to point the wheel straight going in that corner and brake. And he had that wheel turned because it's off camber. And, man, what a save he made.
I really a bit surprised that there wasn't any contact there between him and Acosta. Acosta's right rear just missed getting contact there. with Kolsar, but now Kolsar finds himself back up on the wheel. He's got Abner Acosta right in front of him as they come out of Forest Elbow.
Now, back up here at the front, Sean, Holland is on the back of Nathan Lewis. He's got the toe going down the back straightaway there at Conrad.
He really does. Holland here with a good chance, maybe down into Murray's corner here. Oh, he closed up on him really close and went a little wide out of the grass. Did he make contact there, John? Did you see contact?
I didn't see contact, but that corner is so easy to run out of track.
He definitely ran out of it. Didn't leave much room for question. So Holland makes all those gains and then loses all that time out of the final turn.
I tell you what, the battle here between Day, Acosta, Kolsar, Padavani is incredible.
Yeah, this is crazy right now. It definitely is. Yeah, that battle for sixth, really intense as they make their way back up the mountain here.
And let's not forget Espinoza, Zegers, and Clenard. They've got a three-way battle here.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about them, John, really at all. I feel kind of bad that we haven't because they are having a very spirited battle. Clenard definitely on top of the wheel. He hasn't picked up any spots yet, but he's been solid. Zayers and Espinoza left to do the fighting right now, though, as they get up into Skyline. John, oh, look at that. Zagers, or was that Espinoza? That was Espinoza. The SRT Esports driver's got to just sit there.
Yeah, but he's got the sudden death syndrome. He's missing a rear spoiler.
Yeah,
that car is done.
Wow, wow, wow.
Will he make it down the hill?
We'll watch the replay here. I'll keep one eye on him trying to make it to the pits. And he just gets offline into the wall and then has to sit there while several cars come by. Espinoza coming down the Conrad straight. Car all over the place. He's got Kenny Rodriguez coming alongside him. Still on the replay here, coming down into the dipper, and you see the contact there on the left side with the wall.
Looks like Clenard spun, right? It was almost like a dancing of a silhouette of spinning there between the two of them.
All right, now we're going to watch the pass for the lead, John. Santana going to look to get by Lewis here. I'm sorry, Montini. As this continues to switch positions, we see the pass on the screen. When we come back live, we've got more action going on because the top three, you could throw a blanket over them right now. Santana's your leader now. Nathan Lewis is second. Francisco Montini in third. And really, really close to giving his position up to David Holland. All coming down the hill, John.
Yeah, something's going on with Montini. I don't know if he got damaged or he just, Montini doesn't really get ruffled that easily. I'm trying to look for damage here.
Lewis just gets the lead there. Coming out of Forest Elbow, or into Forest Elbow, Lewis gets on. Now something's wrong with Santana. That car doesn't look right. Something happened to Santana there. I wonder if he got up over one of the curves. He can't keep it going straight. He's got traffic coming all around him here down in the chase. Santana's got to get out of the way.
It sounds like his pit limiter's on.
Okay, that's a problem.
Looks like he's back up to... No, it still sounds like his pit limiter's on.
Well, that'll be interesting. We'll want to get some information on that as soon as we have a chance. But John, the top four have gotten away. Nathan Lewis, David Holland now up to second place. Francisco Montini back to third, and Mike Overbay sits there in fourth. Then you got to go back a full 3.5 seconds to Abner Acosta. This has been kind of crazy, a little crazier than I thought it would be, to be honest. I guess the unexplained makes it crazy. Right now, I'm really curious to see what's happened to Santana. Sits
Okay,
in his pit spot. He's rolling out.
He's rolling out, and his left front wing looks pointed straight up there, at least on my screen.
Could be a hardware problem.
Actually, he stopped. He stopped in the back pit stall, and he started on the pole. So he should have been in the front pit stall.
He's there now, yeah.
And the wing is fixed. Wow.
Yeah, wow is right.
Indeed. Find out later what happened there.
Yeah, and we just watched Nathan Lewis get through Forest Elbow. Holland is chasing him. I honestly thought Holland had a good run at him coming out of Forest Elbow, and then all of a sudden, Nathan Lewis put it into overdrive, coming down the Conrad Straight, down into the chase. And John, they're going to come across the line with just over 25 minutes remaining in this race, and just like that, we've knocked out 20. Starting to see some pit stops. I see somebody pulling in there in front of our leaders as they come around. We should start seeing those leaders making decisions about coming to pit lane as well. Acosta just came across John with the fastest lap that time. Fastest lap of the race, in fact.
I think if you're in this top 10 group, you've got to stay out as long as you can, and they can stay out for probably another 5-6 minutes.
Well, we spent a lot of time talking about what's going on in the front of the field. Things seem to have settled down for just a moment. Let's talk about Donald Olson, Sean Duhamel. That is a battle for 15th. They just came across the start-finish line, going back through Hell Corner. That's a couple of teammates there. Oh no, Mike Overbay's had a problem. Overbay has had a problem. Overbay has had a problem up in the cutting.
Yeah, that off-camber corner just took the rear end right out of that thing.
Boy, and look at all the cars he had let through. He's still got to let cars. They having a bit of a moment here. Finally able to get it turned. SRT Esports coming around. Finally, Overbay back under power.
Doesn't look like he hit anything, Sean. He was, maybe a little bit
wing.
on that left front. Yeah.
Front wing damage indeed, John. He wrapped it a little late there. He's going to have to be very, very careful as he gets up through Skyline now. It's going to be a long
Holland just took the lead. David Holland
like
passing Nathan Lewis.
Into the chase, yeah, John. He gets it done. Wow. And that's exactly what Holland wants, is to be up front in the clean air. Abner Acosta a full 5.5 seconds behind him. David Holland from Texas to Australia. Something tells me this is in one of his top 5 tracks, John. Dave looks like a bit of a fan of this one.
Well, we talked about in the beginning of the show, Acosta first in points, Holland second in points. One of them has to have a bad night, but both of them are having a great night. David in first and Abner in fourth. So they may leave here, Sean, with a close battle between first and second in the points still.
I'll tell you what, watching Holland, John, not afraid to slide the rear end of that car around a little bit here at Bathurst. Doesn't look he doesn't look very stilted in the car. Looks pretty free.
Yeah, but look at Nathan Lewis. He is driving like it's every lap's a qualifying lap. He has just got that thing on edge.
He really does.
Let's see if he can make up some ground here on the back straightaway.
Idea what David would favor here as far as setup goes? One that's trimmed out a lot more or trimmed out a lot less?
You know, he's probably in the middle of the road. I got to tell you, David's a good, impressive driver. Pretty much can drive anything. So I think for him, it's, you know, getting the car right through the technical sections and not really worrying about the straight line speed.
Gotcha. Well, Lewis continues to keep great pace behind him. Holland makes a perfect exit. Adam Murray, so does Lewis. Montini still finds himself over 2 seconds back. He's continued to fall back lap after lap. He just can't match their pace. He's off by about a half a second. Now we start to see some pitters. Glitter Pants is in. Daniel Zegers is in. That's going to give way to Rob Clenard. He'll move up as Padavani and Zegers sit there in the pits.
Yeah, you know, Sean, I'm interested to see the Advantage other team, Raymond Day. I don't know what happened to him, but he's currently in 27th.
Yeah, not sure. It's now
I
have a lot of
think he
cars
was
Overbay's in.
I think he was the other car that spun with oh gosh, I can't remember now, the SRT driver.
Yeah, I'm not remembering now either. So everybody, that's Overbay getting his way out. Wing is fixed, so he's taking care of his damage. Still got him all the way down in 18th now.
Lyndon Swaby up in the 14th right now.
He's being chased by Chris Richards, though, who's having a monster run, John. Chris has picked up 11 spots already in this race. Chris looking really strong here halfway through the race. The Samurai's just behind him.
Yeah.
Yep. Takeshi's picked up 13 spots. Another strong run from the Samurai.
Nice battle here with Charles Sumner and Overbay. Sumner having a great evening as well in 20th.
Oh no, and Michael Overbay's had another problem, John. He's
same corner. Yeah, same situation.
It gets him again.
Our director's just going to play the same replay from earlier.
Yes. Yeah, you said same bookmark, Joe. I think that'll work fine. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. And down the mountain straight, gets through Griffin's Bend, fine. The trouble, it's again up here in the cutting. It's off camber, left-handed, uphill.
Yeah, you want to hug that wall really close, but you want to get that car out to the middle of the track quickly. And I think he's just hugging it a little bit too much. And that's the difference right there between a trimmed out car, Sean, and a car with more downforce.
Yeah, and the good thing is that time he didn't mess up the front wing. It looks like the damage was minimal, in fact, maybe none. He did have to let some traffic get around him, but John, we got to go to the lead. David Holland coming down through the dipper into Forrest's elbow. You got to watch out here. Nathan Lewis has got the run at him here. Now, I wonder if this is a run to set up a pit stop or if this is a legitimate run for a pass, but here we go down the Conrad Straight.
David's being defensive, so I don't think it's a run to the pit stop.
There they go, side by side, down the chase, or into the chase, down the chase, into the chase. Here we go. Holland to the inside. He's going to acquiesce. Here's a $20 word for you, John. Use that one in Scrabble sometime.
Give me a $15 word, Sean. Any other words you know?
John.
And here they come.
Where they go? Where are they going?
Pit lane.
Yeah, to the pits. Yeah. And Abner Acosta's going to follow him. You know who we haven't talked about is the driver that's in fourth, Armando Edwards. He hasn't taken a pit stop yet, but Johnny just got out of the chase. He's got Wong Taylor, another driver who still needs to pit, a full 6 seconds behind him. Oh no, trouble here on the replay. Zegers with big trouble.
I didn't see what happened there.
It was him and Francisco Montini.
Yeah, I see the sorries coming across the screen for
Yeah,
Montini.
he was slow. Yeah, Francisco Montini was slow getting up into the cutting, and it was Zegers that just got into the back of him when Montini turned in. Now we'll get off that replay. We'll get back here to the race.
Sean, they came out of pit road just like they went in. We've got Lewis in the front and Holland right on his tail.
I said this was crazy. I wasn't kidding. This is one for the ages here. It looks like everybody else is gone into the pits, John. We got Lyndon Swaby, Donald Olson, Takeshi Kitty, Sean Duhamel have all gone in. That's everybody. Up front here, though, look at David Holland just continue to nail it turn after turn. Now they come down to the S's, into the dipper, on to Forest Elbow. And I see what you were talking about there about David Holland. Just rock solid through the twisty bits, John.
Yeah, you know, obviously you sacrificed a straightaway, but you could certainly outbrake them going into a corner on the low speeds with that higher downforce. Let's see if David tries that here. Oh, and he puts the block on him and breaks early.
Oh, and he got off! Nathan Lewis with a big mistake, still out in the sand. Has to take his time getting over the center of that curb. Here comes Abner Acosta. Acosta's going to take it. Acosta's going to go for it into Murray's. And he's going to get him coming out of Murray's corner across to the straight. It's Abner Acosta into P2. Here comes Nathan Lewis fighting back down into hell. And he's not going to get it.
Yeah, you may want to add the word corner to that.
All right, yeah. No, it's far from over. Here comes Nathan Lewis with another move on Acosta.
Oh!
Yeah, I don't think Abner's on
you guys
Nathan's
saw it.
Christmas list anymore. Yeah, I think Nathan might have told him he was number one as he was going by there.
He is from New York, so.
Little Manhattan salute, yeah. Let's go to the replay. Down the mountain straight, under the Petters Bridge. On board with Nathan Lewis. Abner Acosta is, a little bit of a hip check there. Put a stick in his side.
Just a little outside.
Put a stick in his side. Let him know you're there, John.
Yeah, well, it didn't make it into the spokes because Abner went on, took second.
Wow. And what did that do for David Holland? Well, it gives him about a 4-second lead now. Like what I like to say, John, he's clear ahead, clear behind.
We got Padavani Glitter Pants in 5th, Rod Clenard in 6th, Armando Edwards. Man, what a great night he's having. He's in 7th. Wong Taylor in 8th, Daniel Zegers in 9th, Kenny Rodriguez in 10th.
Yeah, several drivers here having just really, really great runs. And we did see some drivers have some bad luck, but a lot of the drivers sitting inside the top 10 right now have come a long way to do it.
It looks like Santana has parked it. I'm curious to find out what happened to him. Sean, I'm starting to wonder if it was a wheel issue, some type of hardware issue that kept his in a specific gear or a pit limiter.
Yeah, so it has the markings of what we would like to think was hardware failure. If all of a sudden the car went into, if it went into that pit limiter. And folks, if you don't know what a pit limiter is, it is exactly what it says. It limits the amount of output for the motor, specifically used for open wheel cars. Mainly, they don't use them in NASCAR, but it limits the power output of a car, so it regulates the speed of the car down the pit lane. So you basically can't make a mistake. But when it goes into pit limiter mode like that during the middle of a race, it could wreak havoc on your race, obviously, because then you've gone from max speed down to what did you say it was, John? 39 miles an hour, I believe.
Well, 32 on a public
32.
road, but I
Right,
think it's
yeah.
45 here for
Oh
these
no,
guys.
Nathan Lewis, John. Nathan Lewis is wrecked. Lewis with big trouble. Coming down through the dipper. Oh no, Nathan Lewis's race is over, John. He's going to try and get it back to the pits. No, he's not going to be able to get it back. Oh no, big trouble for Lewis. We're on board. He gets out of Skyline, starts head down through the S's, and this is where it starts to go all bad, getting by the lap car. Knocks the nose off of it, has to take the toe back. And once again, John, bad luck for Nathan Lewis. Not going to get the finish he wanted. David Holland's going to come across the start-finish line with probably about 6 laps to go, just under 11 minutes now. Abner Acosta has closed it down to actually about 3.5 seconds now. So what was just about 5, John, sits at 3.5. Acosta sees opportunity here against his rival.
You know, Sean, back to that hardware issue. Sim racing and just periphery in general have come such a long way from back when you and I started years ago. We had an old analog wheel, and now these wheels have 64 buttons, and they have the software, and you can call your mother in Spain if you wanted to with
Yes.
it. GPS tracking and lights and LEDs, and unfortunately, just like real world racing, a small electronic gadget or a 10-cent part can cost you a race, and we're speculating here, but that's probably what happened to Santana.
Could be, John. Yeah, it was a better day when we had the old TSW hooked up to the wheel. Oh, hang on, we got to go back to this. The battle between Kita and Olsen is real. Coming into Hell Corner, Kita's going to take the position away from Donald Olsen. The Samurai with a great move into the first turn off the front straight. It was funny because I was just looking at this battle, John. This is where all the action's at right now. Is P10 and back. Jay Steffi hanging on just by a fingernail right now as Anthony Pisano is trying to take the spot away from him as they head up into Skyline.
And Sean, Lyndon Swaby, it shows up 3 spots. He's in 12th, but that's not accurate. He actually started on pit road, and he's made it all the way up in 12th.
And he's going to hammer me because I made the comment, well, not going to have much of a race now starting from there. And then you talked about your little faux pas there in the GTEs and having to start from the pits. And, well, Lyndon is pulling this thing off, John. I mean, he's got 10th place. It's right there. Dare I say even Kenny Rodriguez up there in 9th. Yeah, he's only 2 seconds. What? He's 2 seconds behind Kenny Rodriguez, 2.5 seconds.
He sanded that wooden peg leg. It's smooth. It's aerodynamic. It's sleek. It is in the draft right now. And gone.
Well, great to see Lyndon doing well. Great to see that we've got a great battle back here still, though, for 9th. Because I'm telling you, Kenny Rodriguez is not out of the woods up here. In fact, Kenny better roll up his sleeves and get to work because they are coming.
Well, Wong Taylor having a good night in 7th, Sean. He's all by himself. He's up 13 spots from 20th.
And again, a lot of the drivers in the top 10, John, have, as I said before, come a long way to get where they're at. Wong Taylor being one of the bigger movers in this race. We look at the battle here on screen. It's Pisano and Steffi. It looks like Pisano's going to get Steffi there. Gets it sorted out on the mountain straight before they get up into the cutting. Or I said the cutting. Griffin's Bend, my bad. Knew I'd make that mistake at least once, John. I'm not a native of this track, you know. Although my name is Ambrose and so is yours. We didn't grow up in Australia. That's the other guy.
Yeah, that's our look-alike father.
Yes.
Marcos.
Here, let's run down the field real quick. We've only got about 7 minutes left. Let's let everybody know where everybody's at. There's been so much action tonight. It's been almost hard to keep up at times, but David Holland firm command of the race right now, John. 3.5 seconds over Abner Acosta, who picked up 8 spots. Abner, nothing has come easy for Abner tonight, but second place looking pretty good right now, and maybe even a chance to go get David Holland. Holland's going to have to be on point here. Adam Kolsar, we saw him battling back in the field. He survived it. He's now in P3. 2 seconds behind him is where you're going to find Glitter Pants, and I don't want to say much more about Glitter Pants because he's having a really good race here, and I don't want to mess it up for him. Rob Clenard, fresh off the boat from Italy. Yes, Italy. The Texan finds himself in the top 5 there, John, up 7 spots.
Yeah, I wonder how quick it took Rod to get off the plane and find a good, what's a good Mexican joint in Dallas there, Sean? Okay, well, don't say it. So after Rod,
oh, hey, this
we have Amardo Edwards in 6, Wong Taylor in 7th, Daniel Zeggers in 8th, Kenny Rodriguez in 9th, Anthony Pisano up 4 spots in 10th, and Lyndon Swaby took over 11th from Jay Stephanie just about 30 seconds ago.
Yeah, and again, this is really where the battle's at in this race, John. And you've got 4 cars here all battling for 9th place, and you've got to wonder who's going to crack here. They're all driving hard, obviously. Who is going to crack here? You know what? We may have an answer to some very, very important questions. I'm going to let you talk to Kevin Santana real quick. See if we can get to the bottom of what happened.
Kevin, hey, John Ambrose in the GSRC booth. Kevin, what happened to you out there?
For some reason, my steering wheel decided it didn't want to shift anymore.
Oh, man. Yeah, we watched you on the replay. We heard the rev limiter going off. We didn't know if it was stuck in the pit limiter or if it was stuck in gear.
Yeah, I got stuck in 3rd gear. I have no idea why.
Man, what a heartbreak for you, Kevin. You obviously started on the pole, lost the lead there in the first lap, but took it back shortly thereafter, and you were on a great pace.
Yeah, I was just trying to take it easy the first few laps, get the tires heated up. So I didn't do something stupid, and then my steering wheel.
Well, Kevin, sorry to hear that. Unfortunate for you. Your teammates are looking pretty strong tonight. You got a pick there for any of those?
I think probably Holland's got a pretty good chance. Was keeping up pretty good with.
All righty. Well, Kevin, thanks for joining us again. Sorry for the misfortune, and hopefully we'll talk to you next weekend.
All right. Thank you.
All right, John, we come back to the battle on screen. Lyndon Swaby is going to get by Pisano. He's not done. Lyndon going side by side. Watch out. Oh, Kenny Rodriguez is going to be the recipient of the hip check that time. Swaby picks up 2 spots off the mountain straight and down into the cutting.
Look at him go.
I did it again.
Peg leg.
Into Griffith's Bend. Yeah, peg leg. Peg leg to the lead. Not to the lead of the race, but to the lead of this battle. It's really the best race we have left on track here with probably about 2.5 laps to go. Up in the skyline, Lyndon Swaby is in P9.
Sean, you and I talked to him last week, and interesting to find out what some of his...
Rodriguez gets huge air, big incident. Jay Steffi involved in that, John. Wow. On the replay here. They were just behind the leaders we were talking about there. I didn't see exactly what happened. We're going to get a good look at it now. Side by side, up in the air, into the wall. A lot of contact there, John. Well, so much for the battle.
Yeah, that was a ugly incident there.
Yeah, it really was. Well, it's allowed Keita to get away. The good news is for him. He got away from all that. And but the bad news is that Pisano and Swaby have driven long and far away from now. In fact, Swaby looking pretty good there in P9 as Pisano's now dropped off 0.4 of a second.
Yeah, still in, let's see, the top 5 here. Holland, Acosta, Kolsar, Padavani, Glitter Pants, and Rod Clenard in 5th there.
And here
another
comes
battle
Holland.
with Zagers.
Yeah, that's Wong Taylor and Zellers. Holland going to come around to take the white flag. Kolsar, Padavani get through the chase. Kolsar, Padavani makes a mistake there. Deep on the brakes into Murray's. Padavani looking at a chance to get a podium here as they take the white flag.
He wants to talk to us. I know he does.
Wong Taylor, Zagers, that's separated by about a second. Zagers going to need to get busy here quick. Still Kolsar, Padavani looking for an opportunity there. Kolsar's going to block it off just a bit. They've got lap traffic in front of them. Or is that Acosta? No, that's Acosta in front of them.
You know, this track, Sean, is on their calendars as the Talladega of NASCAR. You don't know how you're going to fare coming out of here.
The Talladega Formula 3, maybe? Is that?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Shake and bake Australian style.
Right. Kolsar just trying to just get this worked out one last time down the hill through the dipper here. There's just nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. No margin for error. In the Forest Elbow, out of Forest Elbow. They're reeling in Acosta, actually, John. I don't know what's going on here. But Acosta all of a sudden has lost pace. We got to pick up David Holland, though, as he gets into the chase. Holland's going to come through.
Oh,
10
here comes
seconds.
the pass on Padavani.
Padavani's going to get it. Padavani out of the Conrad. We'll go to Holland. Holland's going to win the race. Acosta's somehow going to hang on here and finish second, we think, but Padavani is still fighting with Kolsar. Out of Murray's Bend, they're side by side. Padavani is just going to barely win this, not win, but finish third over Adam Kolsar. Clenard is going to come home safely to what looks like to be a 5th place finish tonight for the Texan. Wong Taylor, Daniel Zagers still fighting John. Wong Taylor was able to get by him. Zagers on a bit of a recovery drive after some trouble earlier in this race. Going to take one last stab at it. The car was very unstable under braking going in, and that's going to cost him. Zagers will finish 8th. Wong Taylor will hang on to that 7th spot. And then Lyndon Swaby, John, did a lot of work there. Had to pass a few people to hang on and take a 9th place finish. But I think he's going to get it.
Yeah, impressive run by Lyndon. Hats
Yes.
off to him. Socks off to him.
Right. And then Anthony Pisano going to roll across in 10th. Mike Overbay chasing down the Samurai here into the chase. Might be a little bit too late. I think Takeshi's going to be fine here as long as he can hold it down through Murray's. Takeshi Kita, 18 spots to the good. Out of Murray's corner one last time. He's going to come across, take that 11th place spot. Michael Overbay, 12th. Jay Steffield finished right behind them in 13th. And then Sean Duhamel comes under the Armor All Bridge down into Murray's. And he will finish 14th. And John, that's everybody. I think we can go ahead and take a quick break, catch our breath on this one, which has been an exciting night here at Mount Panorama. Folks, stick around here on the iRacing Esports Network with GSRC. We'll be right back.
40 of the best sim racers. $100,000 on the line. Who will rise to the challenge? This is the most competitive and sought-after season in iRacing World Championship history. This is where legends are made. This is the Porsche Esports Super Cup.
Welcome back here to Mount Panorama on the iRacing Esports Network and the Global Sim Racing Channel, bringing this to you tonight. I'm Sean Ambrose, my brother John Ambrose here in the booth with me. The Precision Racing League Formula 3 Series wraps it up here on the mountain. David Holland, your winner. Abner Acosta will finish second tonight. Jefferson Padapani Glitter Pants, great run for him tonight. He'll finish third. Adam Colsar, a good solid run for him. He'll finish fourth. Fifth is going to go to the returning Rob Bernard. Armando Edwards will finish sixth tonight. Wong Taylor, seventh. Daniel Zagers will finish eighth. John Lyndon Swaby with the big ninth place run. And Anthony Pisano, 10th.
Takeshi Kita coming home 11th, up 18 spots. Michael Overbay, coming home 12th. Man, down 9 spots. Had a difficult night there. Jay Steffi, 13th. Sean Duhamel in 14th. Christopher Richards, 15th. Matthew Gunderson, 16th. Tyler Gorshon, 17th. David Abair, 18th. Kenny Rodriguez coming home in 19th, and rounding out the top 20 with a great finish, Charles Sumner.
John, 21st, going to go to Donald Olson tonight. Nathan Lewis will finish 22nd. Francisco Montini, 23rd place finish. Tough night for Francisco. Andy Spicer, 24th. Kevin Santana, we documented his problems, 25th. Raymond Day, disappointing night for Ray, 26th. 27th, David Blackwood, 28th. Daniel Barnett. Andres Espinoza, 29th. Hugo Galaz, unfortunately, never really got things started tonight. He'll finish 30th. Brett Thurman, 31st. Stephen Veraday, 32nd. Nick Delp will finish 33rd. Owen McLaughlin, 34th. And David Cristelli will finish 35th. Aaron Webb, John, I don't believe started this race. Or no, he did. I'm sorry, he did, but he had trouble there on the opening of the race. We watched that replay, in fact. Now, let's talk to the winner of this race, Mr. David Holland. The long, tall Texan is in the house, and it's another win, Dave, and you did it here down under. How you feeling?
Oh, feeling pretty good about this one, especially since last season this was pretty much my only DNF. So, yeah, quite a turnaround here. That was a tough race, though. It definitely had to work for it.
Yeah, you did. I mean, nothing came easy. You didn't appear to have the speed in qualifying. I think you qualified sixth on this one. At practice, the guys all looked a little bit faster on you. Where did you find the opportunity here?
Yeah, so I had a little bit of a different race set, running some lower downforce, different gear ratios. I knew it might be a little bit slower up in the mountain, but in terms of racing, I figured it was going to be a pretty good setup, and looked like it turned out that way. It was unfortunate for Kevin. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I know he had a lot of speed here. Maybe it was a hardware failure or something. I'll have to
It
catch up with him and
was.
see. But
Yeah, he came in, took an interview with us real quick, and acknowledged that, in fact, he had some trouble with his wheel. It stopped shifting on him. And so that was the end of his day, unfortunately.
oh yeah, that's too bad. He definitely had the speed to win this one. So tough break.
Well, David, listen, it's always fun watching you put on a good race. Fun watching you get up and down the mountain tonight. Anybody you'd like to thank real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. Need to thank you guys, GSRC, PRL for putting the league together and doing all the organizing. Also, Ninja Trader, excuse me, for sponsoring. And also a special shout out tonight to my father. He recently picked up iRacing and he was in there spotting for me today and he did a great job.
Nice.
Don't forget the wife, David. Don't forget the wife.
Good call. Gotta thank the wife. And you know what, John as well. He's been in there helping us out and giving us some tips and giving us a few setup tweaks as well. So thanks to you.
All right. Well, David, thanks to you. John, I'm going to let you talk to Abner Acosta. We talked about drivers who did a lot of work tonight. He did a bit of his own.
Yeah, starting in 10th, came home second, up 8 spots. It's Mr. Nesquik, Abner Acosta. How are you, sir?
Hello, John. How you doing, guys? I'm doing good.
Yeah, you man, what an interesting race. Talk about the I guess you had a battle there for a little bit coming up to the, I would say probably the 12th through 15th spot there. Tell us about your evening.
Yeah, I was definitely not, I didn't feel confident in this track at all. It's definitely not a good track for me. So I was just trying to just at least finish it. Did not expect a podium, especially after my qualifying was very poor. I think I qualified 10th or so. I guess as the race went on, I just got a hang of the track and the car a little better and started seeing people making mistakes and just ended up second, I guess.
Well, you certainly put on an impressive run, Abner, as well as you do on the GTE side. Anybody you'd like to thank this evening?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my spotters, my teammates from Ivana Racing. God, I can't remember their names now. Okay, sorry. Kyle, Toby, and Moises that were helping me out through the race.
Now, Abner, is it true you're going to start running the school bus race series that PRL is offering?
My friends tell me that they make the same joke. I'm signed up to 3 leagues and 3 different cars. It's definitely too much to handle. I'm definitely not doing that again. I think 2 leagues and 2 different cars is probably like the most I'll do. But yeah, this season it's kind of hard to manage time and practice, and I'm trying to do good. It's definitely I wanted it to be fun, but it's kind of getting more stressful than fun.
Well, you certainly had a good result tonight. Hopefully the stress kind of lessens for you. So congratulations on your second place finisher. And we'll see you next week.
Thank you, John. Thank you, guys.
All right, Sean, that was Abner Acosta coming home second. Who do you have?
I am talking to Glitter Pants tonight. Padavani, Jefferson, they call him. Yeah. Buddy, congratulations. That was a good run tonight, man. A lot of chaos there in the field.
Yeah. Good evening, guys. Chaos is the name of this race. Unpredictable. So this track's amazing. It provides a lot of fights and crashes and all this stuff. It's so interesting racing here. Yeah.
How many incident points did you wind up with? Did you look?
Yeah, I looked, Sean. I had only one. Can you believe it?
Only one. Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't practice for this race. I didn't put the car on the entire week. I think this is the first time that I don't do any lap and only practice on the practice session before the races. And as I was talking to Nathan and Michael, the receipts should be good because that was really nice. I was not able to do a very nice quali lap. In fact, I don't know if you could see my last 10 laps probably were faster than my quali lap. Um, but this is the fun of this race. It's sometimes it's better to start a little bit lower on the farther on the grid, and you can climb it, and it's really fun.
Your last 10 laps were very, very consistent. I'm seeing all 150 let's see, 57 sixes and 57 sevens. So I mean, you were within about 5 to 6 tenths of a second on every lap there towards the end. So obviously things were going right for you tonight. Who'd you like to thank, buddy, before we let you go?
Thank for my teammates for the amazing setup that they made. Congratulations for David and for Abner, and to Adam too. That was very nice driving and fighting with him in the end. And for you guys, amazing job as usual, as always. Congratulations for all of you, Joe, John, and Sean. Very nice broadcast.
And we thank Jefferson for the kind words this evening.
All right, Padavani, I'll send you the money for saying that.
No rub tonight, okay?
Oh boy. Okay. All right. That's Jefferson Padavani. We're going to head and wrap things up here tonight, John. Great race, great event this evening. You know what? We're going to get to do it all again next week, but we want to thank Ninja Trader for coming on board this season with the PRL Thursday series, the Formula 3 series. Ninja Trader is with us and here. Go to ninjatrader.com. We want to also thank the iRacing Esports Network. That's where you're watching this broadcast here tonight. And GSRC, the Global Sim Racing Channel, bringing it to you. But we also want to thank the companies that provide the software and the hardware for our broadcast. We've got them listed for you here on screen now. And all the music that we have here on the Global Sim Racing Channel, that's done, written, composed, and performed by June Lalonde. Provides all of this for us. See the screen, try to get a hold of more of her. Great work. I want to thank the team today, little brother Johnny, Joe over there in the booth, and Dougie Beard for handling all these camera sets for us. If you'd like to find out more about us, the Global Sim Racing Channel, including upcoming races, well, you can find us on social media. Twitter at GSR Channel, Facebook, just type in Global Sim Racing Channel, you'll find us there. We're on the IG, GSRC_Graham. Oh, we have a website too, globalsimracingchannel.com. You can find us there. But find us next week, same place, same time, right here on ISN, round 6 for the Nürburgring, the Grand Prix circuit. I believe we're doing that without the arena section, John. And I'll have you show me on a map what that is. But anyway, October 24th, 9 o'clock Eastern. Please join us then. Look for other upcoming races we've got listed on screen for you. Check those out. Mark them down on your calendar. But folks, until next time, race clean, race hard. We'll see you on the track, and we'll see you next right here on the iRacing Esports Network for the Lionheart Retro Series tonight, round 15 at Sonoma Raceway. And you might hear a familiar voice in the booth. Good night, everybody.